I got a story for you
Sure.
this week.
Yes,
I'm having a shit week so far. I
Aw.
did some hard drugs.
Oh no.
I did some hard drugs. I
No,
did some real
Ben.
shit. Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
yeah.
PCP?
No, I did
Which
Molly.
one of us is going to do it first? Someone has to eventually at some point.
No,
What's Molly?
I
What
did
is
Molly,
that?
and it sucked.
I believe you.
It's what they call marijuana.
I don't know. Maybe Molly is slang for oh god, an illegal
Ecstasy.
street drug. Oh, I guess it's
no.
I guess it's MDMA. Commonly known as
Joe Rogan says I should do that daily or something.
No, that's
Sounds
MMA.
good.
Oops.
Oh yeah.
Commonly known as ecstasy. Okay, so I guess I did ecstasy. It wasn't even good. I didn't even like it.
Okay.
You
want to describe the sensation?
I just made a fool of
perhaps?
myself and embarrassed myself and felt bad about it.
So it was just a normal day.
Still do it. Yeah, pretty much. Well, I went to my friend invited me out to a thing of just like a bunch of guys sitting around someone's house, just like fucking around, drinking
Sick.
and whatever, smoking weed, vaping. I don't personally smoke weed, so I didn't do that, but whatever. Just drank a bunch of hard seltzers, you know, like my
Sick.
man Baby Yoda. You guys see that Baby Yoda holding a White Claw tattoo?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
tattoo,
I've
no,
not
but I
seen
could
a
imagine.
tattoo
it.
of it. What the fuck?
A tattoo of Baby Yoda holding a White Claw seltzer.
That is culture
And then-
in a nutshell,
and then
right
someone on oh god, someone got that tattoo, and then oh fuck, it's one of the shit. Is it one of the guys on Cumtown or one of the guys on Chapo Trap House or some podcast, some like Twitch streamer collective? Like one of them just like pretended it was his, and like
okay.
all his friends, people. There's a big joke. It's like, oh yeah, this guy on this podcast, like he totally got that. He looks so great with his new Baby Yoda holding a White Claw seltzer tattoo, and the guy with the real tattoo was like really mad that this guy is like stolen his thunder.
Now that's stolen valor, right?
He had
there
a
is what
chance
that
to
is.
dodge this bullet, and he's not. What a fool.
Could have pretended never happened, but no.
Okay, but anyway, so we're there, and then like one of these guys, and this guy, he's got long hair. He wears a beanie, so you know he's a fucking. You know the type. You know the type. And I'm a few hard seltzers in at this point.
Right.
And he's just like, "Hey, dudes, whoa," or something. I forget what he says, and he drops these two like bright green pills on the table, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "It's Molly," and I'm like, and I think back when I lived in California. I lived with a guy, and one day him and his girlfriend did Molly, and I saw them later. And all it did, the guy was just really smiley. He just seemed like he was like super happy, and he just kept telling his girlfriend how cute her babies would be. And I was like, that seems pretty fun.
Unrelated to him, I assume. But perhaps to the whole.
Yeah. So I was like, that seems fine. And I was, and I'm like, okay, guys, how much is this gonna fuck me up? And they're like, okay, just take half. If you've never done it before, just take half. And I'm like, okay, great compromise. So I take half. Anyway, shouldn't have done it. It was a nightmare. What was bad about it is that I felt at all times like I was perfectly in control of myself. It didn't feel weird. I mean, I guess I felt kind of like warm and tingly, but I didn't feel like I was high or fucked up. But at the same time, I could tell from the reactions of people's around me that was absolutely not the case.
Right.
I was being super weird. I walked home. Okay, people told me a bunch of different things. People told me that I kept asking the same questions over and over again. Like I would get an answer and then I would ask the same thing like a minute later. Someone else told me that apparently like all night I was like stomping around the kitchen. I was like stomping around the kitchen talking to myself. Apparently I would walk to the fridge, open the refrigerator, look inside, say, "Vile," close the fridge. Like do it, and then like do it again on loop.
As a post-food boy, that's my general experience.
I honestly, I would believe you do.
Yeah, I can
sounds
picture
so
that
me.
perfectly.
That sounds so me.
None of this is keto.
Someone else told me that I like alternated between cackling and weeping, which also sounds totally me, but like in a very embarrassing and shitty way. Eventually, one of my friends like fucking yelled at me like, "Go fuck to bed," like "Fuck you, I have work in the morning."
Sure.
And I'm sure even at the time I was like, okay, obviously I'm acting like a fucking moron and I'm being obnoxious. I feel terrible. But wait, there was one more thing. There was like okay, the worst thing about it was in the middle of it, right? Like at 4 in the fucking morning, I am just like stomping around, presumably thinking like I'm a perfectly cogent actor at the moment, and I'm like, hey, we live in a neighborhood, and I don't know my neighbors. Why don't I introduce myself to my neighbor?
And what time was this?
Like 4 in the morning.
Okay.
So I just walked to the.
4 in the morning, and I'm zoning the say I'm possessed.
So
like
I walk to the neighbor's house, and I just go up to their porch, and I just knock on their door, and I'm just like I'm just like standing there, like, yeah, just gonna say hi. I'm Ben. Nice to meet you. I live next door. What a great time.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but one of my roommates sees me, like from his window, I think, and he like comes out and gets me, and is like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Oof.
It was miserable. It was totally
That's
miserable.
one of those things
And then
that
I
under
think-
normal circumstances in a normal time of day is a perfectly nice thing to do. But
Yeah.
given this
I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand.
Mhm.
And then
I see.
and then the next day, so yesterday, they came and they knocked on my door, and they were like, was someone knocking on our door yesterday? And I had to be like, I'm sorry, that was me. I was high,
Yeah.
and I thought it would make sense. I apologize. I won't do it again. And there was a guy and a girl, and the girl was just like making a very concerned face, like, okay, and the guy behind her was like, yeah, man, I get you.
That's
like,
good.
all right, sweet. At least it always
We've
makes
all
sense
been there,
at the
my
time.
dude. We've
We've
all
all
been
been there.
there.
So at
Yeah,
least one of
yeah.
them got it, so it's fine.
That's good. That's good.
And that's
So
how I
we're
got
not perceived as a
50%
threat
of my
anymore, it
neighbors to
seems.
like me.
So that was my weekend.
Have you felt since, like physically?
I was
Any-
kind of hungover the next day, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just because of drink, and it wasn't even that bad. I didn't even have a headache or anything.
Yeah,
All
okay.
told, it was pretty. I mean, I just felt morally. I just felt like morally bad, morally hungover.
Be careful, Ben. The moral high ground's all you have left at this
Yeah.
state of the game. So
Because
careful.
because I had annoyed and been a nuisance to all my roommates and shit. So
Right,
that sucks.
right.
I still
It
have
happens.
I still have to apologize to a few of them.
like you came on Discord, presumably like, right after.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh Jesus, why did I do that? I'm such a fucking loser.
What happened? What happened?
And well, he just came on and explained that, and I was there, and I was talking to him, and I realized that he was
Yeah.
still high.
I
so
was
just
still
sort of,
I
like-
was still high as balls.
Yeah. But like now I'm thinking about, you didn't mention, because obviously you weren't like you didn't know all the facts at the time, but you may have been like standing out front of their door, like knocking repeatedly over and over again in a loop.
No, that was inside. I had already come inside at that point, I think.
No, I mean not like afterwards, like you were talking on Discord, but like when you went to knock on the neighbor's door, like if you were doing other things in a loop, maybe you knocked on their door for like 10 minutes.
I might have done it multiple times. A lot of it is a blur.
Shit.
Fair enough.
So, you know.
That's pretty epic, by the way.
The thing about it is like what's annoying about it is that it was a shitty trip because I didn't even realize I was high at the time. I didn't feel like I was doing anything weird. It felt normal. And like, what's the point of that? What's the point if you
Sounds
feel
like all
normal?
downsides to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. Not the best. Whatever.
I mean, now I suppose you know your neighbor, and one of them at least thinks
Not
you're not
really.
the
It's
just
worst
like- it's like
guy.
an ignorance
They know that
simulator.
I'm a fucking weirdo.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was inevitable, I suppose.
And that's
Unless they
it.
just never met you.
Yeah.
It's nothing
Yeah.
ventured, nothing gained, right?
Let-
So
I
you
guess
Be
know.
so.
known as the Molly Knocker.
I'm saying audience do Molly, I guess. Ooh, yeah.
Catchy.
Not bad. An urban legend.
Incredible.
This fucking legends tell of a guy who at 4 in the morning was be like, "Hey, I'm your neighbor. How's it going?" It sucks because I've been thinking like I should introduce myself to my neighbors. Maybe I should like get a pie, like bring a pie over or something. Be like, "Hi, what's up?"
Yeah.
Well, now I fucking blown it.
I don't think that's necessary. I think where there's a will, like, okay, is this a problem just theoretically to examine if one could perhaps make any kind of way to be like possibly know your neighbors? Like, is it potentially possible? Yes. Would it take perhaps more effort than it would have from the start? That's possible. That's possible.
Now it's gonna take 2 pies.
It might take two. It might take two.
They might be worried about what's in the pies at this point.
Get a store-bought pie. and still sealed
Have
up.
it sealed, yeah. They'll notice a few syringe holes in the side as they're.
I'm supposed to be working right now. I'm supposed to